Hey guys, and welcome to Wrestling Days. So, just finished watching Raw, and I thought it was an okay episode. Very hit and miss. Lots of segments missed for me. A lot of announcements that just felt a bit flat. I don't think something like that Asylum match excites me as much as what WWE want it to. I think in WWE's mind, this is an exciting innovation. It's a new match. In my mind, it's a cage match with some objects dangling above it, and it's not a match that's we're going to see again and again and again. It's nothing that new or exciting. It's just kind of been made to just try and persuade those last few people to tune into Extreme Rules. So not really into that. I thought the final segment though was absolutely brilliant. I was gripped, edge of the seat stuff. Really wanted to know what they were going to do with that contract signing. It always turns into a brawl. I'm really into the Charlotte Natalia feud. They were in Flair country, so kind of crowd support was. It actually wasn't behind Charlotte and Rick as much as what I was expecting, but they certainly had support. But at that final segment, I did not see that slap from Steph come in. Steph slaps Rick, and Charlotte's ready to go after Steph. If that is a sign of things to come, then that's the only thing that needed to happen on this Raw for me to make me a happy man. Because that could be one hell of a SummerSlam match if that's the direction we're going in. If Steph has turned face, and I'm not buying it, and Charlotte is this heel character, then they could give us Steph against Charlotte. I think there's better alternatives. I'd rather see a heel Steph go against a face Sasha Banks, have the boss go against the principal owner of WWE. I just think that's much more marketable. I just cannot get into this face Steph character. I'm really struggling with that. Well, anyway, let's have a look at the rest of Raw. So Raw started with AJ Styles, which was awesome. But unfortunately, that was the only good part of the first segment. Roman came out, and then the Usos came out. Gallows and Anderson came out. Punch from Roman, really a good looking punch actually. Was probably the only bit of action in this first bit, but it kind of set the tone for what was to come. They do a lot of teasing. They do a lot of what's going to happen. Is he going to use a chair? Is he not going to use the chair? And there's all of that. I think they try and put a bit of psychology into this feud, but to tell the truth, this feud just needs those two to just go to war. Roman, neither of them are good promo guys. Neither Roman nor AJ, are the strongest on the mic. So they don't need to go that way. I'm worried about it because this first segment fell flat. There was a bit of talking. There was one punch. It was relatively short, so it wasn't a disaster. But I don't know. We've been praying that there wouldn't be authority promos opening at Raw. We finally get Raw opening up with no McMahon in sight, and it was flat. So yeah, disappointing. Can't be said though for the first match. First match was Cesaro against Sami Zayn. That lasted all of 5 seconds because Owens and Miz were ringside and they interfere. This leads to Cesaro and Miz against Zayn and Owens. Teaming together, what a team. They hate each other, but if they were on the same page, it'd be one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Some really good moments in this. It was a fairly lengthy match. And as I say, some really good spots. Really enjoyed the dynamic between Owens and Zayn, and it was a great advert for the IC Fatal 4-Way. I was worried that Owens was injured and, wasn't going to be there tonight, but he took a few bumps and whatnot. Nothing too drastic. It's a go-home show. You don't see, too drastic matches at this point because, well, why run the risk? But this was good. This was a good opening match. Next, we finally saw the Shooting Stars, and they went up against some jobbers, which was fantastic to see some jobbers on Raw. They called themselves the North Carolinas, and I've never seen them before or heard of them. I don't think they're from NXT. They could be, but they'll be non-TV stars. I don't know who they are. But they were up against Epico and Primo, and oh man, really disappointing. I thought their in-ring work was really good, and I really like their finisher because the one guy does a leg sweep and the other guy does like a roundhouse kick at the same time, which is really cool. And there was a few decent in-ring spots in this, but that entrance music sounds like it came out of a Sega Genesis. Their ring attire was very plain. It was just black trunks with a shirt. First showing, there was nothing that grabbed me apart from some solid in-ring work, which I'm sorry, you just need more than that. I was disappointed that there was no surprise manager or, nothing. This has been a big build for these guys, and no, this just wasn't good enough. Next, we had Jericho and Ambrose in that promo. Jericho backstage said that his jacket that was destroyed, was more iconic than Andre the Giant, which made me laugh. Some fantastic heel work from Jericho, but this all led to, as we said, that Asylum match getting announced, and as I've already said, not into it. I'll watch it, something different, but no, I'm not into it, and I'm not, for some reason, just not really into this feud. A feud that I am into, though, Dana against Becky. I think it's a real shame that Emma's got injured, because I think that we were looking at maybe a tag match. We were maybe going to get Emma and Dana against Becky and Paige, maybe, at Extreme Rules. I say that because I know Emma was on Twitter saying that she's really disappointed at the timing of this. So I think almost certainly she would have featured in Extreme Rules somehow. But now we're kind of getting... I don't think they announced a match for Becky and Dana. I could have been wrong because unfortunately my Raw feed kept kicking out all night. But yeah, I think that those two will be on the card, or maybe the pre-show. Be disappointing if not, actually, because I do think that this is built quite nicely, Becky and Emma, and now Becky and Dana, and oh man, it's just so good to see Dana on the roster. Dana picks up a good win anyway. It was a kind of cheap roll-up victory, but then that's all you get on Raw these days. We finally got Golden Truth, and their entrance music was awful. It was just Gold Dust music for like 5 seconds, and then R-Truth's entrance music. Again, my feed kept kicking out. I didn't see this match, but I know it was very short. I know they were up against Fandango and Tyler Breeze, who I think could actually be an alright tag team. I just hope they get booked solid. We've already got Social Outcasts. We don't need another joke tag team. We've got Golden Truth now. Golden Truth and Social Outcasts, and I don't see much for Epico and Primo. And now we've got Tyler Breeze and Fandango. I think Tyler Breeze and Fandango have got real potential, and I just hope they get booked well. But I think WWE are probably going to push the Golden Truth more. Again, I didn't see this match, so I can't really comment on it, but I wasn't disappointed at missing it either. Next, we had the New Day promo, and I thought this was great. Loved the time machine bit where they go into that box, jump out, and Kofi saying, look, it's 2009, this was my best year. Brings back his old music, brings back his Jamaican accent. Brilliant. And then they go back in and go further back in time, because they're trying to find out why the Vaudevillains reckon that it was better back in the day. So they go further back in time, and we get derriere squares instead of bootios from Big E, which made me laugh. Vaudevillains come out and cut the festivities short, throw Woods into that cardboard box, wood sells it like he's been shot. It was good. It was a good segment. I'm really looking forward to this match, and I really want the Vaudevillains to win those titles. I honestly think they need them. I mean, if they don't win it, what are they gonna do after this? You know, how long is it until we get Golden Truth against Vaudevillains on main event? And you know, that's it for those guys. I'm worried for them. They're being pushed all right at the moment, but I think put the titles on them, give them a chance. New Day just don't need those belts. Next, we've got a lengthy match: the Usos against the Club. I hate the name. And we had Styles and Reigns on the outside. Again, my feed kept coming in and out, so I didn't see all this match. But what I did see was really solid. Probably the best match we've had from the Club so far, Gallows and Anderson. Let's call them Gallows and Anderson. But really it was all about the beatdown after. You know, I was really annoyed because Reigns punched Styles, punched Gallows, punched Anderson, looked like he was running roughshod. But then that fantastic moment where Styles hits the Styles Clash on the chair on Roman. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just what it needed. So yeah, I was into that. Can't say I'm still excited for this, especially as, you know, it surely means that Reigns is going to win at Extreme Rules, but then we kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. Maybe we see Rollins interfere or something. I still think it's going to be must watch. Next, we've got Big Cass coming out. He was up against either Bubba or Devon Dudley, and I was really pleased that it was Devon because I honestly thought they were going to go with Bubba. But I like to see Devon get a chance. He didn't. It was a squash match, and Big Cass made both of the Dudley boys look stupid. Really frustrating. But yeah, you know, it's not a great surprise at this stage. I think that we would have seen Enzo and Cass in a feud with Dudley boys. I don't know how long Enzo's out for. I hope he's back soon because I just feel a bit sorry for Big Cass. I feel sorry for the Dudley boys as well because they deserve better than this booking. After that, we had Del Rio against Kalisto. Just really hate the thing that comes to mind first on this. It was a pretty solid match and I was kind of getting into it, and then he tries to do that stupid move where he jumps off the top turnbuckle onto his opponent that's kind of holding themselves up on the ropes. I hate that move. It makes him look stupid. He hesitated before he hit it. He then was on the back foot. It took Rusev to come out, beating up Sin Cara to kind of distract Kalisto. Alberto Del Rio gets the victory anyway. But he should have won this clean. He could have won this clean, but he just keeps doing stupid things like that, which just makes him look like an idiot. So yeah, that was frustrating. Rusev slaps on an accolade at the end of this, which legitimately just looked like he was killing Kalisto. He bends him in half, man. It's like this. It's just proper bending him round. The human body shouldn't be doing stuff like that. So again, Rusev stood tall on this Raw. Surely means he doesn't win the title at Extreme Rules. At this point, I'm struggling to see any belts change hands at Extreme Rules. Next, we get the announcement. It's going to be Corbin and Ziggler on the pre-show. That's fine, but I really don't want to see this too many more times. I would like Corbin to make a big statement, win this feud, move on. And that was it. As I said, you know, the final segment was the best segment. I was really into it. But overall, it was a so-so show with a few things that, you know, were largely forgettable. But it's on to Extreme Rules, and I'll get a video up soon with my predictions, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Cool. Hope you enjoyed Raw. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Days UK. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it'd be brilliant if you did. And hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.